About a week ago, we got an urgent phone call about a reserve in Mozambique that's trying to stop rhino poachers from getting into South Africa and killing Kruger's rhinos. Now already this year in South Africa, 800 rhinos have been taken down, so their horn can be sent off to the Far East. Half of those rhinos have been killed in Kruger National Park, which is only a few kilometres to the west. So we've come over here to Zhongili Game Reserve with a heap of equipment, some training and a little bit of enthusiasm. We're going to try and give the rangers a bit of a boost on the ground here. It's late on Monday afternoon and we've just arrived, and I'm about to sit down with Mark McDonald, who's the general manager of the reserve here. He's the guy that's going out there each and every day with his rangers on the front line and in the face of danger. After that, we're going to sit down with the rangers and present this equipment that we've brought over for them. These anti-poaching rangers who are posted here are going out each and every day with not much equipment, and they're still getting the job done. They've been making arrests of guys carrying AK-47s going in and out of Kruger National Park trying to hit those rhinos. We've come here to actually reward them for the hard work they've done, and we're going to promise to help them out more in the future.
We've marked from this point, starts on kilometer 13 and it ends on kilometer 40. So every kilometer we've marked so that we can pinpoint where people are going in and out of the park. This is Kruger. Okay, so we, like I said, we act as a stopper and a buffer. So a buffer from there and a stopper from the side. That's just in the last 3 weeks. Okay, now we're dealing with this stuff on a daily basis. In fact, in this small snare here, we actually had to remove parts of an animal. Alright, so we're not only dealing with the oaks that are after that horn, we're also dealing with meat poachers and also people that are snaring civets, genets, hyena for the witch doctor trade. Alright, we just want to welcome Damien from the International Anti-Poaching Foundation to Zhongili. And Damien, we just from the bottom of our hearts want to thank you guys.
No, thank you very much, Dave. I know the whole team can't be here today because guys are still out there patrolling, out there on the front line. But the guys that are here, I just want you to know, this is a present, a reward to you for working so hard in such a dangerous area. So I want you to come in and we're going to explain some of the equipment that we've got. Now it's wet season. I know some guys have got boots, so we're going to have a second pair of boots so we can change them out and let our boots dry. Medical supplies here. So we're going to go through and make up some medical kits. Some personal medical kits and also some medical kits for your team.
Okay. Right, there's our new scout. Zhongili Scout, all kitted out and ready for action.
With a baton?
Yeah, danger. That's it, now we're ready for action. Alright. Awesome,
pleasure.
Thank you.
Pleasure, man.
Thank you very much.
And to our team
and
over
to our
here.
Team. Yeah. Yeah, you can see these numbers were marked.
Yep.
Every kilometer starts at 13. So that we can pinpoint when we're tracking and we come here, we can give these coordinates to Kruger.
Okay.
And that's very important. And it's also been painted on that side.
So over here we've got Kruger, which is already lost over 400 rhinos this year. You're getting a lot of the guys. The army's pushing a lot of guys through here, but you don't have enough manning or equipment to be able to stop the poachers that are coming out.
Not at all. They can only operate to here.
Okay.
There was some discussion that there was going to be follow-up.
Yeah, I saw that actually. But that would be allowed to follow up.
I think there's still quite a bit of water that needs to flow under a bridge before that can happen.
Would you be open to that, having
absolutely
Kruger Rangers and Army flowing through?
Absolutely. Here? I mean, you know, if we can get it's basically about manpower. Yeah. It's basically having feet on the ground.
Yeah.
And these men are committed to the job, and we're all committed to doing what we have to do. But you can be committed, but you can also have no arms.
Yeah.
And no hands. So.
And this is getting worse and worse every week, every month, every year.
No, look,
this is one of the hottest spots on the continent, right over here.
Right here, yeah.
Been driving for just a couple of minutes and already there's Rhino just over the border of Mozambique, so on the South African side. There's 2 rhinos sitting there in Kruger. These guys are getting targeted every day, getting whacked. You can see just how easy it is. We've just driven along in vehicles, jumped out of the vehicles and walked up, and they haven't really moved. They're not even spooked. They don't understand the war that's going on around them.
Yeah, look, that's a cow and her previous calf, because she comes into estrus every 4 years. So she would be pregnant now, and when that calf was born, that youngster will leave her. If she gets shot, it means that the youngster will get shot, she'll get shot, and actually the unborn fetus dies. So in that situation, we lose 3 rhino.
They say already this year 400 rhinos have been killed just over this fence alone, but that's only the carcasses that they've found and they've confirmed. Yeah,
they're curious. They're not run away. I mean,
yeah.
we've had 5 minutes to kill those
Yeah.
rhino, and that's basically all they need.
And be back out of the country
with the horn through here.
Yeah.
Back to Masingir or Kubu or wherever.
And there's no authority for them to come over here and follow up, so it's left up to you guys
Correct.
to defend this
those men
front
there,
line.
those men on the vehicle there.
Yeah. Okay. So just been driving along here, pole number 37, so it's the 37 kilometre mark. And the guys, there's a distinct hole in the fence here, but there's also spoor going through here, or footprints. And it can only be one thing, and that's poachers.
We've just stopped in the Matumi. We never ever go through a creek bed or a drainage line without stopping.
Yeah.
So we quickly dropped out, and we just quickly had around, and I picked up something there that I felt uneasy about. Had my scouts do a sweep. We found that at least 2 people have come through the fence, and what they try to do here, they try to confuse us by walking backwards. Under the fence they walk backwards, and they walk backwards into the Kruger, but because of the pressures on the toe and the heel, it doesn't work. So we know that 2 people went in here last night, and they came in on the rain, hoping that it would rain during the night so it would completely wash away their evidence, but unfortunately the rain has stopped for them. And then we found more evidence that people were around with the barefoot track further on down the drainage line. So that information now already with what I have here with the GPS coordinates, and I've been able to contact the operations room in Skukuza.
Okay. Is this they're just coming through here because it's convenient because of the fence, or is this actually a main route in from the community?
This is a nice hide. You see, they're not on the skyline. They're in they use drainage lines and low-lying point. It could have been anywhere. It's just so coincidental that there is a hole here.
Yeah.
Whether there's a hole or not, they still get over here. It's just that this is a very, very ideal and good route for them. They reckon that it's quite safe. Yeah.
And they've proven it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It's pretty clear to see that the poaching here is absolutely blatant. Guys using this reserve as an access point into Kruger, into the killing fields, job done and back out. Here we are, day 3 in Jongili, and overnight again there's been incursion into Kruger through the reserve. So we've got a team up to the north looking for tracks. They've picked up tracks there, but we're down in the south also trying to see if there's been incursions through this side. One of the options we've been discussing, if you look down this fence line here, you'll see there's a lot of trees and vegetation on this side of the fence. If we were to clear between the roadway and the fence, it'd give you a 30 or 40 metre clearing the whole way down. And what you could actually do is then focus your efforts on just protecting that area and making sure no one's going in and no one's going out. It'd be quite a big operation, bringing in earth moving equipment and the chainsaws and getting all this cleared out and then keeping it clear, but I think it'd definitely be worthwhile. You can see here from the condition of this fence, there's nothing to actually stop these animals from moving out of Kruger into Mozambique, or to stop poachers from coming from Mozambique into South Africa. The life expectancy of a rhino wandering through this fence is less than half a day, and unless something's done to try and fix this up and bolster security on this side of the fence, we're going to continue to see deaths. Ivory being moved through this major trade route, rhino horn as well being moved through here off to Maputo via Chokwe. It's out of the country within 24 hours. So we've just got word from one of the patrols out there. They've picked up 3 sets of fresh spoor moving through the reserve. It's actually gone just past where we were staying last night, and it's headed down to the south and towards the boundary of Kruger. We've picked up all the rangers and now heading out to where the last known position of those tracks were. The guys are already following, trying to pick up the target. So the guys moving through this reserve and into Kruger, they're not going in there for anything else other than ivory or rhino horn. And so they're going to have automatic and heavy caliber weapons. And these guys in the truck here that are heading out to chase them, they've only got capsicum spray and stun guns, and they know they're going into a potential gunfight with nothing.
Three poachers that have come up to the Maschenschlot.
Yeah.
So basically they've changed tactics. Again, there's no full moon.
Middle of the day.
Middle of the day, fresh spoor.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're just going to catch the spoor now, and then once we've got it, we're going to be moving quickly.
Okay, so right here.
So they've come in this way. 2 incidences in less than 24 hours.
We've been following footprints all afternoon. The guys have been hot on the trail, and they lost it. They picked it back up again. What we saw is they were heading towards Kruger, to the border of Kruger Park, through the reserve. There's been two schools of thought. The guys have been battling each other here. One is saying we need to try and stop them before we get into Kruger because they're going to kill a rhino once they get in there. The other group is saying we need to let them go into Kruger because the army, the special forces, all the rangers are in there, and they've got a much stronger jurisdiction to take these guys down. We've just come back to resupply. We've actually dropped some rangers up at another spot. They've been doing a patrol on the fence, and we've just got over the radio there's been an arrest, so we're racing out there now to see what's going on. We don't know what the situation is, how many guys have been arrested, who's made the arrest, but what they're going to have to do is try and see if they've got weapons on them or even any rhino horn. It's the same set of prints that were going into Kruger and back out of Kruger yesterday. So these guys could have killed a rhino last night, come back out yesterday, dumped the horn, and they're going back in to do exactly the same thing again tonight. Now Mark's told me the morale of these guys in the last couple of days has just gone from here up to here with all the new equipment they've got and just the attention they've been shown. And it just goes to show you that anti-poaching isn't just about running around in the bush trying to catch the bad guys. It's about keeping your team happy, keeping them motivated, keeping the morale up there, and if you can do that, that's half your battle won.
Wait the big backpack. Come. Just be careful now.
Yep. We thought we'd actually, the guys had caught a poacher. What they've done is intercept. We're following tracks now. The guys are splitting on everything. Good spot.
We can follow up.
Okay, let's go. Have they actually got one guy or no? We should be at least going at driving pace until it cuts off the path. Have we got an hour? Clothing on just like this guy. Spoor, which isn't fresh, still on the reserve, but heading into the reserve, not heading away. It's different print of the rock. This isn't fresh. Boys, got to keep in the back of your mind, the biggest threat isn't the poachers. These guys are trying to catch. It's the actual animals they're trying to protect. make it almost impossible to track. But these guys still haven't given up. We're moving back out to the roadway to pick up the vehicle, and they've found the tracks again. These guys are still going. Like, I've never met a more determined bunch of guys.
What we've done, we've actually put an ambush in.
Yeah.
At the little community. Okay. I'm going to put another ambush in on 2 roads. So there's 2 roads that go into the community. We're putting an ambush on both of them right now. So we've got one already in place.
One of my concerns is we've got 3 sets of tracks all day.
Yeah.
Now we've got 1 set. Where's the other 2 guys? Is that a decoy or those other 2?
That's exactly what we were talking about, is that we've been talking about a decoy because one oak is, there was 3 guys and they 2 split up and 1 has gone back. The one that's left, I think, is carrying a firearm. He's probably heading west towards the Kruger.
Yeah.
But we've got stopper groups in
Kruger. They don't go alone into Kruger.
No, they'll have to. He's going to put you in a place where you must lie ambush.
Yeah.
We'll pick you up at 9 o'clock tonight. It's now we must get there. This is the critical time.
Good work, guys. Thank you. Good running.
The problem of this whole rhino poaching situation is actually in Mozambique. It's where the poachers are coming from, and it's where we have to go to address this situation. It's going to require a long-term, dedicated approach. We need strong international attention. We need government support and buy-in. And it's going to require a lot of ongoing funding and operational support for those dedicated guys who are going to go out there every day on the front line and risk their lives to try and save these majestic animals.
Okay, so here we are with Graham Harmon, who was the general manager at Jongili for 2 years, and he left about 3 months ago after him and his wife were threatened with assassination. So now he's over here in South Africa helping to get the projects going back over there. What was most of your time there spent doing?
So yeah, anti-poaching was a major thing, and then just trying to develop a farm. There's no infrastructure. We put in like 150 kilometers of roads just to be able to get around the bush.
In your opinion and experience there, what is going to make that a successful operation?
It's not one thing. It has to come from a whole lot of specters to get pressure on the government to actually give proper jail terms. That once the guys are captured, something happens to them. And then on the ground, we need training skills. There's a lot of guys that are very committed and motivated, but if they don't get help and aren't trained properly, they lose it. You get shot at by an AK once, and the next time you go into an ambush and you still got your pepper spray, you're really going to think, I'm going to take the money this time and not try and stop the guy. So that's the type of thing where we need a huge lot of backup.
Well, mate, I think you've done a fantastic job over there, and hopefully we can help more in the future. I'm sure we can.
So pretty much straight after we left, the guys were out in ambush and they were using the brand new night vision that we'd given them. And the same poachers that we'd been following came through the fence line from Kruger. And they were able to grab one of the poachers. Now this guy had a .458 rifle. They arrested one other guy, and all of a sudden they get a phone call. And it's the guy who's trying to offer money to come in and buy back that weapon so it can't be submitted as evidence. What they did, guys thought quickly, set up a sting, got the guy to come into the reserve. He had his own vehicle and $10,000 worth of metacash, which is the currency over there in Mozambique, and they took him down as well. So they ended up confiscating a vehicle, a .458, all the ammunition, and 3 poachers behind bars. Not long after those guys were arrested, we get information that over that weekend, 6 rhino were killed in that immediate area just around Jongili.
So just arrived back in South Africa from Mozambique, and I won't say it's good to be home. I definitely feel a lot safer. And one thing we know is the guys over there, they really need help. And we're back here now to try and rally our resources and get back over there onto the front lines as soon as possible. Now that fence line going down between Kruger and Mozambique is the absolute last line of defence for these rhino. Guys, the situation over there is critical. We can't go out there and save every rhino. We can save a lot just by implementing a couple of new systems on the ground and getting some basic equipment into the hands of these rangers. So I ask you please, if you can help out in any way, then please do so.
We've now got a long road ahead of us in building relationships, not only with the local communities and the rangers on the ground, but also with the government at the highest levels possible.
We're family, together on one planet. And of the 5 million species on that planet, only one has the power to determine What level of suffering is acceptable for all other sentient beings to endure? Whether it's contributing to the fight against poaching or speaking up for the voiceless, we all have choices. And small changes in our lives mean big changes in others. Suffering is suffering, and murder is murder. And the more helpless the victim, the more horrific the crime. So now back to the beginning. My reason for being here, it's my question for you. Next time you have an opportunity to make a difference for animals, will you be brave enough? Yes or no? Thank you very much.